everyone, we are taking you along in a day in the life with us. We have a lot to do. The kids are finally in school. It is very cold outside. It is 18 degrees, so we are going to be bundled up in here. We have a pickup coming, lots of staging to do. There are 2 dressers that we are going to be doing, so it's going to be a lot of filling and drilling holes and painting. And we are going to take you along for the ride, and you can just see in a typical day how much we get done. Before me and the kids even got up, Matt started his day off by going to Lowe's, and he had to get a dowel so that we could fill and drill some holes. He took a little piece that he knew was going to fit the drawer, and he went to go get a dowel. This is a 1/4 dowel. And then he went back to the shop and he started taping off our freshly stained top so that when we paint the base, we don't get the top messed up. And we're using this purple tape. It's called like the delicate tape, so that it won't take our stain off when we take it off. After that, he's going to go in with what we call our tape drape. We'll have this linked in the comments below, but it is a piece of tape that has a plastic drape that goes so it will cover the entire top. This will make it so that when we spray, we don't have to worry about any overspray of our paint getting onto our freshly stained top. Next, it was time to prep the base. So what we do is we use a 50-50 mix of denatured alcohol and water. We spray it on. We use our 3x4 electric ray with the maroon woven pad to give a good scrub, and we remember to disconnect the hose so we don't get water into our vacuum system. And after we do that, we take a wet rag and we wipe it all off so that we can get all of the denatured alcohol residue off of the dresser. This is dresser number 2 that we're going to be working on, and this is our holding area. A lot of these pieces are leaving today and some need to be staged. Then we went on to dresser number 2, and we are going to modify this base. We're taking all of the curved detail off and we're making a squared off modern base to fit our design style. We will clean up the base a little bit with our sander, but now we've got to flip it over and we have to do the same thing onto both of the sides. Then, as Matt is going to get ready to prime with dresser number 1, I'm going to start prepping dresser number 2. Same thing with our 50-50 mix of denatured alcohol and water. Doing this, I'm going to show you, you can see a little bit of a time lapse of what the denatured alcohol will do to the top. It kind of gives it that ashy gray residue. That is fine. That is what is supposed to happen, and you just wipe it off with a rag. We will go in with a medium pad and we will scuff sand to give our paint some extra adherence. As I'm doing that, Matt is mixing up, and this is the catalyst that he is pouring into the paint. It gives it extra durability, and this is going to be the dark olive paint that is going to go onto dresser number 1. And here is Matt. He is scuff sanding the in-between coats of the primer, and here is the dark olive paint going on. We do tint our primers so that our paint has a little bit extra close color match so that we don't have to use quite as much paint. We use General Finishes and Duro 2K line, and they can tint our primers as well as our paint to pretty much any big box color that we want. Doing these drawers this way is probably one of my favorite time lapses to show just a before and after, but here is a classic paint spray that Matt is doing. He is going vertical and then he's going horizontal. This just kind of helps the paint to not have any lines. Something about the crosshatch pattern that when he sprays, it just confuses the paint in some way and it makes it lay flat, and so you don't see any streaks. Then Matt is going on to filling and drilling some holes for the dresser number 2, and I am going on to staging one of our dressers that we are going to be taking to the store today. Once we got that dresser loaded up, we took it to the Mercantile. This is the shop that we sell our furniture from. And after that, we went to lunch and we came back home and resumed filling and drilling holes. If you want to know more about how we fill and drill holes, we will have that video linked in the description below. Now Matt is scuff sanding with the medium pad, and then he is taping off the drawers again with the tape drape so that we don't get any paint on the inside of the drawers. And I am sanding off the top of dresser number 2. Sanding out all the scratches that were on the top and then cleaning up the base and just making it a little bit more smooth. Then it was time for the big reveal of dresser number 1, taking the tape off, and now you can see that our delicate tape has made sure that the stain top is in perfect condition, and it is time to put the drawers back into the dresser, and this is when you get that gratifying feeling of seeing all your hard work coming together. We have to wait until the next day to put the hardware on, but dresser number 1 is done. Now we are going on to staging some of the pieces that we have already flipped on previous days so that we can send them to our clients so that they can approve them and schedule a time to get them picked up. This table had been painted black before, but it was worn, so we repainted it black. And this buffet right here, they wanted the top restored to the original color and they wanted the base to be cleaned up. So we color matched the top to the base and the top is in perfect condition now. There was also a scratch on the front bottom left and you cannot see it anymore. And here's a look at the top and the base. After that, I went back to dresser number 2 and I started scuff sanding. This is with the medium proform pad by Surf Prep, and this does a perfect job of just scuff sanding. And here is a look at all the drawers sanded and getting ready to be primed. Dresser number 2 is going to be painted in the color iron ore, and we are going in with a black primer so that it is a closer match to our iron ore color that we are going to be painting. We usually like to do the drawers first, and then we go on to the sides of the dresser, then we go to the front of the dresser, and the last thing we do is the top. That way we don't have to worry about any of the dust getting onto the freshly painted top, because the top is going to be the most important part of the dresser that everyone is going to feel. And here's a look at all of the drawers primed, and I went to go pick up the kids, and Matt went into painting the drawers and the dresser in the color iron ore. So here's a look at the shop where you can see the whole thing of him running his own drawers and painting the dresser. As you can tell from all of his running back and forth, it is always very helpful when I'm around to run the drawers for him. And here is a look at the final result. We will wait another day to put the hardware on, and then later on that night we had a drop off. This is a iron piece that we are going to be painting in the color cotton knit, and it has a mirror that goes with it. And now you can see a fun little transition idea that we are going to do, showing the paint color, and then it's going to go to the camera, and then it is going to be removed so that you can see the final reveal of it. Thank you for coming along on a day in the shop with us. On our monthly recap videos, we get asked all the time how we finish so many pieces of furniture in a month, and as you can see, on a daily basis, we're finishing on average about 2 pieces of furniture. If you like these videos, make sure that you like and subscribe and let us know in the comments below what you want to see next.